CEO, you're one of those.
No,
Yeah. Oh, what were you expecting to see?
Why?
Had beers in our hand, walked up, cop sitting right there on the top of the, and us just being American and terrified. We were just like,
he just
just
looked
act
like
cool.
open mind, but also more or less really shaped my priorities. I was thinking about how to get back over there.
Welcome back to Millennial Minds. We are your hosts.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Amber. Together we are Creme Brulee.
Yes.
We are going to hop right into the insight, Millennial Insight for the week. Okay. Which is going to be all about intentional travel because we just took a 2-week trip to Thailand.
Okay.
And so I thought this might be a good time to kind of reflect on how we made the trip intentional, like things that maybe we cut out, didn't do, choosing to just move slower and not do all of the touristy things. I think at the top of the show, how did you feel with it being just your first true, as you would say, international experience abroad? Like,
It's not true. It is true.
Exactly.
There's no quotes around that.
No, because I don't count it as being your first, but you do, and I would like to know why.
If you feel stepping off a boat and literally walking 5 minutes onto a shore counts as an international trip, then by all means. Me, on the other hand, I do not count that. So
the Bahamas doesn't count.
The way I experienced it, no.
Okay, no, but you walked through the city. Like you walked through. We did. We walked through the city. We stopped in shops. We were on the beach. That doesn't count to you.
No. But to answer your question, actually, can you repeat your question? You threw me off so much that I was just flabbergasted.
I'm saying, like, why don't you count that as being international travel?
What is the question again?
That's the question.
You said what now that this is your first international experience. What was that question?
I'm saying I don't even know now, like because you throw me off.
Okay, I'll say this.
How did you feel with this being your first true international experience?
First international experience.
And I asked that because a lot of people, haven't been able to have that experience. Us being 33, some people have never left the United States.
Hey, yeah, that's what I told my mom earlier this week. Shout out to Umi. I know you're watching.
Umi is watching, yes.
She is. No, she is.
Every episode. I thought you guys were releasing on Sunday.
She got the notifications.
Make sure you turn on your bell notifications.
Yes. Comment, like, and subscribe. But what I told her, I was just like, Mom, I was just like, do you realize, like, some people just don't leave the state of Iowa? Like all they see is this, their quote unquote concrete jungle. Like they don't leave their city, they don't leave their county, let alone their state. So the fact that we've had the opportunity and we were blessed enough to travel like we have been, and then of course to hop on that flight, and get all the way over there is amazing. And thankfully, shout out to the pilots and the crews that we came across that got us there safely. It was just amazing. Like I thought I was gonna have a culture shock. I did not. Even the second time around, baby. It just felt very, very natural. Like it just didn't feel. I didn't have like a lot of anxiety or anything like that. Like of course you got to be mindful. It's a lot of people, but I would say for the most part, you did tell them what we went, right?
Yeah, we went to Thailand.
Okay.
I think I said that.
I thought you did too, but I don't know if
we said like a 2-week trip to Thailand.
2-week trip. Okay. So but yeah, I think they're very, very nice people. I think they're they're very respectful. And it's for me, I think it's a perfect reflection of what is the saying? Give respect to get respect.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
I'm gonna say
I'm
yes.
paraphrasing, but yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah.
It just, I just didn't feel like there was any like real issues,
Yeah.
and for some people it could be scary, going across the country or not. I said country, excuse me.
Not the country,
Going
the world.
the world, yeah, going across the world and just experiencing new cultures and stuff like that. It could be a scare for some people, because you're used to one thing,
Yeah.
and I will say America has done a great job of letting us know that this is the best it could be, so
Yeah.
why would we, what I'm saying?
Venture outside of
Yeah,
what we consider normal. That was actually something that I
yeah.
wrote when I was like making a post, that normal is relative. You cannot compare what's normal here to what's normal in other parts of the world because they don't compare.
It wasn't that completely different
It
though.
wasn't. It wasn't. But I mean, like things like the street food, or the amount of shopping, the markets. Those are all things that are very within the culture. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
need
so,
to I need to experience, not to cut you off, baby,
mhm.
but I need to experience like a bigger city, like a New York. Like even when I went to Los Angeles, I didn't really see anything a lot. Like, cause I wonder if it's just like a big city thing, because
Mhm.
when we were heading to Costa Med, right, we were on the bus ride and we saw like a lot of those rural areas.
Mhm.
Even driving to, even getting a ride to Khao San Road, and it was like just a little outside of the city, but it was still in Bangkok. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder. I mean, surely it slows down completely. Like once you start to venture outside of the city, like the bigger parts of it. But I wonder if that's just a normal. Like, it's when I got over there, I was expecting to see something completely different. I'm not sure what, but
CEO, you're one of those.
no,
Ha! Yeah. Oh, what were you expecting to
why
see?
are you like putting the stereotype? Wait,
I'm
one of
not putting a
those.
stereo. I'm not putting a stereotype on you. I'm just saying that we've been brainwashed in such a way that when we think about outside of the US, can't conceptualize, we can't conceptualize anything outside of what we've seen, because we have been taught to.
I don't know what that is though. That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't know like what perception I had or like what I was expecting. I don't know what that, like, it's just, yeah, I was just shocked to see how close it was here. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just like, oh, this is somewhere like I can actually like just live and stay, right? Like
Mhm.
it just felt so seamless. Like, once we landed and got through immigration and we got our bags and we got into, like, yeah, I mean, seeing everything not in English, like, that's one thing. But it was like once we got onto the road and I saw like all of these buildings and just like the amount of that was just like in the city, it was insane. It was just wild to see. And yeah, I mean, after a while, like seeing how the roads are set up is another thing, right? But like I would say after the first day, I was like, oh, okay, this is very similar to home. It's just maybe
Yeah.
just a tad different.
I think the amount of people is something that always
That's
gets
why I
me.
said New York. It's
Um,
because like maybe that's something that they do in New York City. Maybe there are vendors on the street
no, there
just selling
are.
stuff.
Yeah, there are. I mean, I look, from
You
what
have not
I've
been to New
gathered from
York.
Law and
I'm
Order.
about to say you have not been to New
From what I've gathered from Law and Order, okay, they
hmm
always pull up at a hot dog stand or a coffee stand on the street.
No, so different from, so actually food and items, like just regular items, are different, right? Because I mean, the dude was selling hats, socks, vapes,
They had a hodgepodge
weed,
of
everything.
of all kinds of stuff on one stand. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like it was, oh,
New
I
York, wouldn't that be
sell
soliciting?
clothing. Absolutely.
Yeah, that wouldn't
You
fly.
you can't you can't
I wouldn't
yeah,
fly.
people are popping the trunk. Hey, check out my
I
inventory.
would be. That wouldn't fly. I did not see a lot of cops. I told you that.
Yeah.
I was like,
But
they.
they have a police presence because we Googled it.
Well, we
Google
did
told
see
us.
it. You know what I'm
We
saying?
did see it,
We
which
did
was,
see.
I think
We
that's
saw.
something that was kind
We
of
saw
crazy.
3 for 2 weeks.
Okay, we did see 3 for 2 weeks, but do you remember us walking up the steps with our beers?
Does Kosomet not have? Now that I think about it, does Kosomet have like a police presence?
I don't know. Yes, they have the tourism police, whatever,
The
over
tour
there. They were
police.
like, we passed the
Oh,
building.
they see. I thought
We
they.
had the tourism. They had the tourism police because that's all that's there. Well, no, there's ties there, but the point that I'm making is that like I remember one
Walking up with
one
the
thing that
beers.
kind of like it's hard to wrap your mind around is like the no open containers. Like is the open container,
Enforced,
yeah, like not enforced,
not enforced.
because
Yeah.
we walked up the steps of the terminal to cross the street and had beers in our hand, walked up, cops sitting right there on the top of and us just being American and terrified. We were just like,
He just
just
looked
act
like.
cool, just act cool, and just act like this is normal. And of course it is normal. And that's the thing, it is normal,
Mm-hmm.
but us just being so American and this not being normal, it was frightening. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, "Who? Let me just get up the steps and cross." But like, literally, nothing is wrong.
Yeah.
It's not wrong.
Yeah.
Like you're not breaking the law by doing that. I think it's things like that that those types of things just feel almost surreal. Like when you're in other places where the norms are different or whatever, it's like certain things can just feel more real or less real or whatever the case may be, just because you're comparing them to this home life that you're so used to living every day.
Can, okay, so yes, I think maybe because where we were, it wasn't like he kind of just looked the opposite way, but
I mean, people walking up and down the streets with beers. I mean, it
yeah,
wasn't it's
yeah,
it's not
yeah.
it's not out of the norm. We literally, when we went to the 7-Eleven, he asked us, can I pop it open for you, and do you want to take them to go? Like, what?
That
We're
was in
at
Cold Cement though.
whatever. If we wanted them to pop, I've popped beers on Calcine Road. Like, it's not like, so it is different. And I will say that. And I think that, I hope that everyone is able to have, experiences with other cultures, not necessarily Thailand, just, getting outside of like the bubble of home
Yeah,
and just seeing what else is out there,
yeah,
and how other people live around the world,
yeah,
but I think for us, just hopping back onto the topic of, how we looked at this trip. um Let me see, what's one of my questions with our itinerary. What things do you think that we did that made the trip more meaningful
mm.
for us?
Well, um, let me start by saying this to you.
Okay.
Um,
Just answer the
now
question.
that I think about it, I don't think because I told you I wanted to go in blindly,
Uh-huh.
right? So I didn't want to have any I didn't want to see anything. I didn't want to like look at any reels, yada yada yada. So now I need to go back and see what other people were doing.
Because we literally
You know what I'm
based it
saying?
on
Nothing.
we literally went with no plan.
So I need to go see what everybody else is doing, right? And I told you about the one video from the lady on TikTok, and I was just like, okay, there's a couple spots that I would like to
Hmm.
go to next time we get back out there. Um, but you said one of the things, what is something that I found meaningful
Yeah, that we
from
did
that we
that
did?
that was meaningful. That, like, I guess that made our trip more meaningful for us.
I think because we kind of just operated on like it didn't feel like we needed to hit X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Hmm.
just think that and look, we had a friend over there. We we told him months ago that we were gonna link up with and we did not
We
do
did
a
not.
thing. We did not. We did not. We actually changed that plan 6 hours prior.
We're like, yeah, but also schedules didn't align. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we
I
weren't, but we
mean,
also didn't try and
I
force.
think if we really wanted to do it, you know what I'm saying, we could do it. It's
Yeah,
not like it's not like we were like dead set on anything. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like I think it was just like, okay, maybe today we could do this, and it's just what the it depended on how like the
Ooh.
day carried us.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know if I hit record. Okay, I did.
Okay.
I was just making
Wow.
sure.
In the middle of the pod.
I'm sorry.
This
I'll
is crazy.
I'll recut it. But I think also we didn't force it to happen either. And I think that's something that made me feel really good about the trip is like us not having a set plan and itinerary. And I know that that works for some of the
The
girlies.
only thing that we were dead set on is getting food.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
we
Like,
were I was dead set on eating as much street food as possible
yes.
while there. That
Yeah.
was like my like the food was something top of the list.
Okay, so let me clarify because I don't want to food, the temple, and the temples, I should say,
Temples.
and Khaosan Road. I think those are like the main three.
Yeah, those are like three things of like high level.
Very.
Let's hit those things. But I mean, Thailand is so vast too. Like, it's a huge country, so it's like Bangkok is only a small piece of just like anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the United States. It's only a very, like, Nashville is a tiny piece of the United States as a whole. So it's like we barely scratched the surface. Also, I think that we wanted to I think we didn't want it to feel like we were rushing the whole time either.
Mm.
Like, I know, like, because it is still a vacation, and I think that was like one of the bigger things for us, like, mentally making sure that we understood like this is still a vacation, so we don't want to feel stressed out.
Yeah, relax a little bit.
Yeah, like, we enjoyed the hell out of that room.
Yeah.
The room was gorgeous. And we had slow mornings. Okay,
Don't I know it?
we had slow mornings. Don't do that.
What do you mean?
Like, what do you mean? Don't I know it? I felt like that was
I'm
a
just
bit of
agreeing with
sarcasm.
me.
But like, we weren't in a rush to like wake up at like 7 a.m. to
Oh,
get outside,
hell no.
and go explore. Like, we
Hell
were up
no.
at like maybe
10.
9:30, 10. Strolled down to get some coffee.
Yeah. Oh, coffee. That's another thing. It was a must.
Yes,
Yes.
strolled down to get our coffee, have our
Going to a
breakfast,
cafe. Yes, absolutely.
do a little stroll down the street.
Oh, and massages. My God. I think we
Massages.
had 5.
And we had quite a few massages.
But there's 3 things that we did every single day. Well, not every day, but like was very heavy in our schedule. Um,
Which was coffee.
Coffee, massage, and food.
That sounds like a vacation to me.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, yeah. It was. Yeah, that's what we were doing.
Yeah, that sounds like a vacation to me. Like, yeah, I
And
would say.
and I said something slick to you. I was just like, baby, I did not come all the way over here just to exercise. All this damn walking we doing.
We
You're like,
did
I
walk.
don't know. Let's just go with the vibe, baby. I'm like, oh my God, if we don't figure something out, my legs are hurting. Like,
We literally.
you were tripping about your
literally,
ankles, and you see, that's what I'm talking about.
We walked like 35 miles. Like, it was minimum a mile a day. Minimum, right? Um, with that, I wanted to ask you, based on what what do you think that your I guess if you were to take this trip 5 years ago, or let's not even say 5 years ago, in your 20s, how different would your trip how different would it look, like, based on us being so slow and moving at our own pace versus what what is funny? I'm trying to be serious. We have a show.
Oh God.
I'm trying to be
Because I
serious.
already told you what would happen to me. And I don't know if I'm going to say it. But
Okay,
let's say I would be very naive. Because to put it mildly, I would be very naive, very green,
Mhm.
because like I said, they're just very nice people. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So like I would, instead of me just kind of telling I don't know if they're real or fake, but the taxi drivers that I don't want one, don't need one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because they will. I mean, they're parked right outside the hotel, ready to go.
They walk with you down the sidewalk.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Me on like I think 5 years ago, I probably would have stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Or in my 20s, yeah, I probably would have stopped and said, like, oh, just see what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And I just think that before, yeah, I just would have been very easy to deal with,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I would have um, kind of not let people take advantage of me, but it's just I would have obliged or wasted my time.
Yeah, a lot of time
You know what I'm
because
saying? And just the thing, right? Because in a city like that, it's hard for you to like if you got somewhere to be, like you're most likely calling a cab. But if you're walking down the street, you're getting stopped like at least 20, 30 times. And when one sees you
yeah.
talking to another person, whether it be a tuk-tuk driver
What did
or
the dude
someone,
say? Sorry to cut you off, baby. What did the dude say? He said, "I don't even look their direction no more." I said,
yeah,
"Damn." He said, "You can't even give them a slight. You can't even look their direction,
for
and they will
those
hound
for the
you."
next time I go over there, I'm walking around like Leo.
Put your mask on in your pocket.
The way he got like he got the hat all the way down, like
Yeah,
yeah, like I'm serious. Like I just would have it would have been very easy for them to like take advantage of me. Now, not saying that I would just go with whatever, like oh took it, and I just would have went with them. No, I'm not saying that. It's just that I would have wasted a lot of time on the street
yeah.
because I would have just stopped and been. I just would have had like this, this I wouldn't call it reverence, but this appreciation for the culture, and just drop the mic. But just an appreciation for the culture and just experiences that
Do you think you would have
that I
wanted
had
to do more?
in my 20s.
Yeah. Do you think you would have had more of a full schedule than? Do you feel
It depends
guilty
on how
that we
long I
had
was out there. I think, and I know you said a week is you said 2 weeks is enough, right? Like you think
for
that's
me?
enough time, right?
For me,
After the first week, I was like, okay, I can see how people can make that trip back. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, even though it's depends on how your flight schedule is, right? Like, and how tight that is, and how much time you're getting through the city and stuff. If you have a clear itinerary, oh, excuse me, I don't know, baby, I'm feeling like real gassy this morning. But if you have a clear itinerary, I think you could probably make that trip in a week. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
Yeah, you
maybe
can
not
do a week.
a full 7 days, not five, but a full seven, right?
Yeah.
Like not a Monday to Friday thing. Heck no. But a full 7 days, you can make that in a week, and then come back at whatever day you choose. But I think no, I think I think we did enough of what I would have done in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I would have done anything differently. Yeah, I think yeah, I think what we did this time around is perfect. And
So you don't feel like you missed out on any of the
I
sights
need to
and
see
the.
what everyone else was doing to have an idea, baby. You just said it is so big, so vast. I need to like I was just talking to someone at work about Chiang Mai, you know what I'm saying? And like what that looks like up there. So like yeah, I mean my god, that was the last place to get snow in Thailand.
Yeah, you did Google that.
Yeah, 1930 something.
Yeah, because it's up there. And I remember going to Chiang Mai, and I would say Chiang Mai is definitely a slower pace. Um, and you know,
Hold
we
on.
had.
Speaking of slow
Oh my
pace,
gosh! What?
shout out to that Lyft driver. He got us to the airport in 20 minutes, yo. The man was
It
going
was
like 30
26.
over, baby. And I'll tell you, I was just like, why are you speeding? Go continue. Because
See, now I lost
it's
my train of thought. But
you said it's a slower pace in Chiang Mai.
it is a slower pace in Chiang Mai. I remember going there when I went the first time, which was about 10 years ago. And we ended up going out further past Chiang Mai. And so it made me think about, out there, in some places it can be a little bit more rural or whatnot. But it made me think about, you remember the Russian woman who came up to me in Kosomet
Mm,
and wanted to take a picture?
mm.
I was wondering if I was like, oh wow, maybe things have totally changed, and like no one will care that, we're like the only two black people out here. You know what I'm saying? Like we weren't the only, we were like in the head. It was like, it wasn't even a sprinkle of pepper out there. It was maybe 5 or 6 of us, right?
Sprinkle of pepper.
Okay. It was like 5 or 6 of us, right? And so, I wondered like, would that piece of the trip, like, oh, have we, moved into this space to where it's very normal, right? But I will say she wasn't Thai, so that was different. And I would say also too, it's not typically the Thais; it's typically people from other places who are in
I
Thailand
don't believe
who
it. I don't believe that.
I do, because last time it was like a lot of Asian. Well, like they were from like Vietnam
That
um
wanted to take pictures with you.
and they took pictures. It wasn't just me though; it was
Oh,
me. I was American. The other girl that I was with was Sudanese. The other girl was from the UK. So we all have different accents. The other girl was from Guyana, I believe.
hmm
And so, you have these four black women who are all very different, who all talk differently, who all look very different, right? And so, like, we were like, it was a photo shoot, everywhere we went, or looks or stares or whatever. And I told you, like, before, we lived kind of out from Bangkok. So it was out in like Salea. And that's not even really like super far. It's like maybe 30 minutes, but we would still get, the looks and the touches and, things like that. So I was wondering like if that would happen, while we were out. And sure enough, it did. But as we go out into like, when we were out in like Chiang Mai or whatnot, which is the point that I was making, we went out further than Chiang Mai, which was like,
Bring it back.
which was like 3 to 4 hours further than Chiang Mai. It was very rural. And out there, you're just not seeing as much. And it is so much slower and it's so peaceful. And speaking of like the mountains and the snow, etc., it's like it's such a refreshing way to live when you think about it's just like being here and being way out in the country away from everyone. You don't see a lot of people just, who aren't your neighbors, out and about. Like, there's not a lot of action on the streets and people walking and making noise and all that kind of stuff. So I would say that like definitely next time around it would be nice to go out even further and kind of explore that more slower, much slower pace
Yeah.
of living, because it is very refreshing. And I don't know, I remember going to that farm because we ended up going to a sustainable farm that was a little further out from Chiang Mai, and it was just really like the nights were nice and cool, and the mornings were clear, and all we had the animals on the farm. You know what I'm saying? We walked up to the temple, meditated. Nights were fun. He played the guitar and we all sang around the fireplace. Like it was like some stuff like that. And I was like, wow, this is really just I could do this every day. Refreshing. Because also, you don't have to look like that. You know that I want to live far out. You know that I want to live far out and have my coop of chickens and my garden and live a really slow and meaningful and intentional life. You know what I'm saying? Like that's an ultimate goal for me in the future,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um being there for that time felt so good. So I would say I definitely want to explore more of the slower side. All of that to say.
So I have a question for you
Mhm.
because you did. I mean, you just told us about a story that your experience in Chiang Mai last time you were there.
Mhm.
What is something that you noticed was different, or how much has changed since you last went? Is it something that like stood out immediately, or was it just like small nuances?
um I wouldn't say that anything really changed for me. Like, I mean, of course cities grow I feel like for me, it felt like there was a lot more people than what I remember. There was a lot of people, the first time I went, of course, but being 20 something to being 30 something now, it just felt like there was a lot more, even more people. So just that. And I think too, like when you're in your 20s, maybe because of just getting older, things I've been able to I've made life slow down for me. You know what I'm saying? Like in your 20s, everything is crazy, new, exciting, fun, go, go, go. And why are you looking at me like this? Get it together.
I'm
Get
fine.
serious on this. And I would say that like in my 30s though, it's like maybe that same energy is still there
In the city.
in the city.
Okay.
That energy is still there. It's still very much fast paced, but because I see the world in a different lens at 30, I see it slower.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like maybe it was always like that, but it's just
I can
me
imagine. Yeah.
filtering a new lens of like how I interpret the world.
Hmm.
So yeah, I just felt like this time around it was very much exciting, still very much chaotic, lots of people, all of the things, but it did feel like a slower pace this go around for me.
Nice.
And I think that also is because of how we chose to
I'm
move.
about to say we were moving slow.
We were moving slow as hell. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that I don't feel the urge or the need to have to do so much. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of what we see online and on the internet is a lot of acting, a lot of trying to be this or that, or make everything feel so glamorous, or I there's a word that I'm looking for that I can't find right now, um but there is like this glamorization, or y'all know the word I'm looking for, that romanticizing all of the things. You see what I'm saying? And so for me, it was just like, I'm very grateful that we chose to move at our own pace, that I don't feel the need to have to keep up with
Don't.
what
I'm
everyone is
about to say.
doing.
I was like, don't say Joneses, because I'm about to say.
I
I
don't
was
feel
like,
the
my
need
goodness.
anymore. And I will say that early on, like when you're younger, you feel that urge to want to
Yeah.
move and shake with everyone, but just as you begin to just
But see, that's
become
the
an
thing.
individual, you let it go.
But see, that's the thing, right? You asked me would like I do anything different in my 20s. There wasn't a whole lot of information back then. Like I mean, there was still a ton for us to cipher through, but like this now, like I'm sure people use TikTok as a search engine
They do.
to kind of just plan their trips and stuff like that. They
Hmm.
use YouTube and TikTok. I mean, TikTok wasn't around, but YouTube wasn't booming like that
Yeah.
in 2016, or let's say hypothetically I went at the same time you did,
Hmm.
16, 17. I don't know what I would have done. Probably the same thing, like, oh, Thai massage, nice, okay, cool. And then of course I would have just ran into someone that had one of those pamphlets, brochures where they're like, oh, you can go here, 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 and I just would have went to like the weekend market and
Hmm.
the floating market and stuff like that. And it would have been very simple, and kind of slow, but I just like as far as like the nightlife and the clubs and stuff, nah, I wouldn't have done that. No, 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 no. So
I did. It was a great time.
yeah,
I wanted to do those things because I mean, you think, I'm not gonna say like, oh, I wasn't gonna be in the clubs and blah blah blah. I think that the type of club that I'm going to in my 20s versus 30 is the difference. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like Calcine Road was a time when I was 20. We was having a good time, right? We
right.
was we was in all the spots.
Mm-hmm.
We was drinking. We was eating all the food. We was
Mm-hmm.
having a good time out till all hours of the night. who cares? You know what I'm saying? But at 30, I'm not trying to do that. I'm actually like, I was very happy. I would say that's one of the things that I really enjoyed this go around was when you found the speakeasy. And then we ended up going down the cocktail bars in the area that we were staying in. That felt like a slice of home that I really enjoyed, but also it was very different
I'm about to
from
say
home.
it was not even close.
Okay.
You know what I'm
So
saying? It was not
basically,
even close.
our American bars are trash compared to to what we found. But we when we found that bar, it was just it was so gorge on the inside. It was called, what was it called?
Abandoned mansion.
No, not abandoned mansion. I'm talking about Beauty Shop House, I think it was. Something
Maybe.
like that.
Yeah.
But when we found that place, it was literally a little placard on the wall, you know, non-obvious door, obscure alley.
A sliding a sliding door.
And we walked in and it was just like a little tiny oasis, and it was so gorgeous on the inside, and great service, great drinks, great music. It was just so great,
Yeah.
and that was something that I was like, last time I would have never cared to go looking for,
Mm-hmm.
something like this, something that's more unique and
Grown.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like I enjoyed us going down that rabbit hole, and then we ended up finding like three or four more. And we were just like, wow, all of these places are really good. And it's our vibe. It's the 30 vibe. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we ain't trying to be out. You know what I'm saying? We trying to be okay, we trying to be laid up with my drink and some good music. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I don't need to run the streets. I'm gonna run to that bed after this drink. But yeah, I think that was one of the things that
Mm.
that I that I enjoyed the most. So going back to you, I have a question.
Okay.
What's something from the trip, from what we were doing, like how we experienced Thailand and things we did, what's something that you would bring back to the States with you? What's something
So do
what's
we have like the same questions? Let's just go ahead and get this out. What is something you're bringing back from the trip?
okay, so what's something you're
Something
bringing
that you
back?
always carry with you. Did
Just
you add that piece too? Okay. What's something I'm wearing it?
okay, so you're talking about physical. Okay.
No, I'm joking.
No, you are wearing it. We did get these jackets, which
Yes.
I absolutely love these jackets. They're like patchwork jackets if you're listening, and they're very cute.
I'm wearing it.
And we both got one. But okay, so you have a physical thing
What
that you
is
would bring
some?
back.
No, I'm joking.
Oh,
What
okay.
is something that I would say a very open mind.
Uh-huh.
You know, like for it to be my first international trip, I think um, it's something that was just a very unique experience and something that I need to. I will always remember this, always. You
Yeah.
know, and just about like the feeling I had when I got through, and you know, seeing everybody,
Mm-hmm.
the people that we've met, and you know, it's just a beautiful, beautiful place, beautiful trip, and honestly, yeah, open mind, but also more or less, it really shaped my priorities a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind
In
of
what way?
put some things. Well, I mean, I told you, I think earlier this week, I of course I left you a note saying that I barely could sleep, but that was because I was thinking about how to get back over there,
Yeah.
and how soon that can be,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean we could do it, what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
if we wanted to, but it's like okay, well, there's other things that we need to take care of, and so it helped kind of so coming back, it was just like not only an open mind, but also like this sort of reminder, that there's some things that I need to do.
Yeah.
you know, and that's really just getting into another space, um, professionally, financially,
Hmm.
and spiritually. I think it's being around the temples and stuff like that. It brought like a peace of mind and some sort of what's like centeredness.
Hmm.
Like I felt very still.
Yeah.
Like while I was over there. So just that feeling, I'm bringing back, and hopefully, and honestly, if when we did it in October, you know, it was towards the end of the year, so it would have been a perfect stamp on the year, right?
Yeah.
But this year, going back in February, it was just like we got engaged at the top of the year,
Hmm.
and then having this trip happen like the very next month, I think would be a perfect, like it's a perfect way to set the tone for the year,
Yeah.
and so I'm like very very excited. And so like that energy that I'm carrying from the trip, and even yes, a week later, to the day, since we've been back, but like just the energy that I'm bringing back with me, like it's really just going to shape how this year will go. So
Yeah.
you know, yeah, it puts so much in perspective for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would agree with that. I say, I get I whenever I
goodness, I heard
travel.
they. I hope they heard all of that because I just realized like how low I was talking.
Yes, the gravitas, we need to end it. It's
Wow.
killing me, and I didn't want to say anything in the middle of your
Speak up.
in the middle of your
But overall,
very
I
great
I would I would like
commentary.
I brought back a peace of mind, an open mind,
Hmm.
and the energy that I'm carrying still with me will be the energy I have for the rest of the year. And I think that it will be a very, very great start to the year. To summarize, if you cannot hear anything I've said.
We cut it out. I'm joking.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it will set the tone perfectly for the year. Absolutely.
And I was gonna say, like, me when it comes to like travel. I don't know what it is, but
It's
it
in my chart.
there's there's an energy that I get when I travel. There is something that just makes me feel almost like it's an out of body thing that just feels so it feels so new and refreshing every single time. And I would say that the energy of that newness is what I want to keep with me from travel. And it's in the sense that learning and understanding that I don't need to travel in order to have that newness. It's what you know what I'm saying? It's the way that you view the world. It's the way that you view the experience that you're having right now.
How do you
You know
get
what I'm
that
saying?
newness without traveling?
I'm saying, like, in not in it being like feeling like every day is dull. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I think that or that that's the way that I feel, but very easily we can get into the routines and the repetitiveness of every day, and every day can start to feel not as fresh and as fun and as you know what I'm saying. So it's like for me, it's really about because it wasn't like we were doing anything extravagant. We were eating, we were shopping, we you know what I'm saying, like, but it was the environment that made it seem like it was something so much better and so much new and so much fresher. And I'm not saying that's not partly because we did go somewhere, but what I'm saying is always making sure that I'm looking for that in the everyday that I live, even here at home. You know what I'm saying? I think it's important that we don't forget how precious time is and how precious every moment is that we're living, and like even just when we're together. You know what I'm saying? It's like, keeping it fresh and new with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and engaging with each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that I really want to put forth in every day. And I think part of that too was like bringing out the journal. I was very
Mm.
pleased with bringing our journals, and taking that time to really reflect on the day and uh the feelings that, am I boring you? Damn. The feelings that come with that. Um the feelings that come with that. And so I've been able to bring back journaling with me. Journaling's been one of those things that I do sometimes, not all the time. I go back to it every
You
year.
ain't done it in 5 years.
That's a lie. That's a lie, because I got journals in here to back up what I'm saying. So thank you. It's one of those things that I want to be more proactive in. Okay. And so I am glad that I've been able to bring that back with me as well and continue my journaling since we've returned. So that's been something I've been very intentional about doing, because I do want to highlight the feelings, the emotions, the things, in every day that, I can really work through and think about more deeply than just high level surface things, and really just becoming a better version of myself. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? Every day.
Yeah.
Like that's really, you know, becoming something that's even more and more important,
Yeah.
you know, for
Absolutely.
me mentally, is really choosing to grow as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like making that conscious effort, to deep dive
Nice.
into me. But well, how fun. That was a great discussion. I think we should wrap it there.
Well, you don't have
um
any more questions for me?
I don't have any more questions for you. Um, we're gonna skip.
Favorite moment
Okay,
from the trip?
I said my favorite moment. No, I said my favorite moment.
It got lost in the sauce.
My favorite moment was the speakeasies that we found. That was probably like my
How
highlight.
lame, yo.
How was that
The
lame?
speakeasies.
No, I would say we did go visit the elephants. Hashtag discourse.
I'm about to say, yo. I
Um,
was like, you gotta be playing with me right
hashtag
now.
discourse. Because I know someone's gonna say it was unethical. I can just feel it now. Um,
And apparently,
Mom says she's on her way.
so she's leaving now.
Yep, we got 20 minutes.
Okay. All right, let me head up to the office then. But favorite moment for me, so we can wrap up, was really just, man, spending this time with my woman.
Okay.
I think that was my favorite. Like every moment I got to spend with you was great. So I really don't have like a favorite moment. Um, Probably the tuk tuk.
I was gonna say that. I swear I was
Probably
gonna
the
say that.
tuk tuk. Losing my hat on that damn motorbike, whatever the f it is.
I'm
Like,
gonna have to insert clips because we have a
or
video.
no, put it in the thumbnail.
Maybe
Yeah, put it in the thumbnail, and that way they can have an idea of what it looks like. But yeah, I mean, losing my hat on that thing, and then of course going to the night market. I thought that was wild.
we went to. Okay, so for more context on the night market, it was
So big.
a hidden quote unquote night market. Not hidden, but
Oh, Chinese New
in
Year.
Chinatown.
Chinatown
Yeah, it
during
was in
Chinese New
Chinatown.
Year.
Yeah,
I thought that was we had no idea,
no idea it
and
was there.
we just saw banners and just figurines getting put up and
Yes.
dragons blown up and stuff like that. So we're like, what is going on? And then of course we looked and it was Chinese New Year at the same time. So
Yeah.
that was a cool little
Yeah, the
nugget.
decoration I think that we saw is unique to the time that we were there. So I think that adds like a little bit of special,
Yeah,
flair. But that night market was massive,
massive,
and it was
massive
almost like in the middle of like it was like in the middle like
of a
of
neighborhood.
yeah, of like a neighborhood or something. And we had saw it on TikTok of like, check out this hidden market, but like, it's not really hidden, but it's also like you gotta find
You gotta
it.
be there to really understand
Yeah,
it because like even on the videos it doesn't do it
it
justice.
doesn't. Yeah, like you gotta find it.
You're
And
literally turning a corner and you're seeing 20 other vendors. You
yeah,
know what I'm
it's
saying?
like
And then you make another
huge.
turn and then you see more. It's
It
just
was
like we got to
huge.
figure out a way to get back to the street. It was
And
great.
the thing is like the deals, it's just it's so much. I truly I enjoyed the trip. I would say that the elephants for sure. That was a great time. I enjoyed that moment.
One,
I would
one,
say,
one moment. Favorite moment, not moments. Favorite moment, baby. So the elephants.
I can't say that I have a favorite.
I
I
don't
would say
either.
the trip to Thailand was my favorite moment.
Yes,
So
yes. Being around my woman, favorite moment.
I think that, also it really is a, testament. Like I think that when you travel with someone for the amount of time that we traveled together,
Hmm.
you get to know, is this the person that you want to be with? You know what I'm saying? Not like be with like, I don't know. I think that you really, for 2 weeks, you think that we're together for 2 weeks of our time. Like there's a lot of conversation that's happening. There's a lot of activity that's happening. There's a lot of, we're just around each other the entire time. It's like, can you, is that love still there? Is that care still there? Is that, are y'all able to work
That's
through?
why it's important to be friends first, guys. Because if eventually the romance it won't fade. I
Oh
won't say
wow,
that.
wow, throw me. Has the
Let me
romance
clarify.
faded, baby? Has the romance faded?
No. I'm saying like eventually, like you that honeymoon phase that people
Mm-hmm.
highlight and talk about.
How long we been out the honeymoon phase? We done known each other a
I think
long
it was
time.
like the first week.
What? The first week of
I
what?
think we went directly from like new relationship jitters and honeymoon phase to going back to being friends. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a very quick turnaround.
There was a little bit of time where we were just like, oh, well,
Head
we're
over
dating
heels.
now.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah. It
like,
was it
oh.
was just like, oh, I'm thinking about you too. I look back at the I look
Picture.
back at the old messages, you know what I'm saying? Because like all I got to do is just type in a keyword. Shout out to Apple because now you can kind of go back through. So I type in like just a small keyword, and I see like something that we mentioned back in like 24, and I'm like, oh okay, let me go back and look through this whole thread, and then I can see like us just, oh my gosh, I miss you, and then it's like we're sending photos back and forth. Yeah, look, not saying that dies. All I'm saying is it's important to be friends first because when it does, if it does slow down, let me say that when it
Yeah.
slows down, we for us luckily we've been cool and we've been solid for a very long time. So it's very natural. It's just so happened that we have a much deeper, stronger love, you know,
Yeah.
for each other. So, yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, look, the first go round, I think was actually no. I think going to Memphis, like it doesn't have to be a long trip
It doesn't have
to
to be
figure
a,
that
a
out.
long trip. I'm saying I do think like when it's a
It
longer
it
amount of
puts in
time,
yeah it puts yeah. I think
you
it gives
know,
you more of a bigger sample size.
yeah, it's a
Of
bigger
like
sample size because
yeah
3 days
yeah
compared to 7 days.
going to Memphis, like just being even on the road trip, going to Memphis and Cincinnati, like I think
Yeah.
that's more of a okay, like is this something that we can do?
Yeah.
Um,
And can you push past like the things? But
yeah, Miami, Key West. I thought that was another one. We've been to Miami like 3 times already. Um, Key West, of course, was pretty good. But this one, yeah, I mean, just being on the flight and just getting there and doing all
I
the
mean, the flight
things.
alone, if y'all can make it through that, you can make it through anything.
The
30
flight, the flight
hours?
wasn't bad, yo.
It is long.
Just keep yourself occupied. My
It's long.
goodness, it
It's long.
wasn't.
The way my legs swelled up on the way back
Well, you
over
didn't
it.
want to start. You stopped moving around like
I wasn't moving
six
the
hours
first
in.
time. I wasn't moving the first
You're
damn
like, I'm
time.
not. You're like, I'm not gonna move for the. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
What?
yeah. You would like, you would just turn to the side so the other passenger could just walk past you.
Other
No, get
people.
up and move.
I didn't need to get up and move. Other people turned to the
Well,
side to let people out who were sitting next to the window. Don't try and make it
well,
seem like I'm a terrible person to fly with. We're not doing that.
this is what
We're
happens.
not doing
This
that.
is what happened before we got together. So
We're not doing that. Because a lot of
so
people turn to the side and let people out. You're not going to make it seem like I'm a terrible person to fly next to.
I'm just
She
giving
was a
you.
very small girl.
I'm just helping you understand why it swelled up. It wasn't the damn flight.
It was the socks.
You didn't swell up last time we went. So here we are. It was the socks.
I don't know. Maybe they were too tight.
You had ankle socks on.
They were too
You
tight.
see what I'm saying, y'all?
I think they were too tight. Anyways, let's wrap it up with On My Mind. What's on your mind for this week, last week?
What's on my mind this week?
Yeah, this week, last week. Anything you want to get into before we
I spent majority of the week just trying to get back. I'm actually getting over a sinus cold or whatever. Like I was dealing with that for most of the week. Just I think next week is officially like my week of being back. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, okay, everything, that I typically would be doing on a day to day basis. I think, and starting to get back into the gym. I think it's time.
Yeah, I think it's time too.
I think it's
Yeah,
time. I think
I
it's
thought
time.
about
I'm gonna
that.
give myself another week, probably like mid March. I'll head back in there, but yeah.
Yeah,
I thought about that.
I did too. I was like, yeah, I really need to get on that incline. With
I got like a 101 next week. Just to discuss some things and how the year is going to turn out. So looking forward to that too.
I think something that was on my mind. I was thinking about when we were abroad, and what was it? The CJ whatever NG.
CJ and J.
Yeah, whatever that was. That
Oh, the cartel.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was crazy. That was something that I was just like,
Oh
have
yeah.
been, thinking about, like, and just, you know, praying for those people,
Yeah.
out in that area, because that is one of the most terrifying things that I
Yeah.
think can
Yeah.
happen when you're traveling, and
Something happens.
yeah, when you told me that, I was like, what? Like, we literally, like, we were like,
Real time.
go, like, in real time, go, like, looking at the story, looking at the footage, and just prayers to the families and the people who are out there, because that was just insane to think about.
Yeah.
And just especially being abroad at the time that this is all taking place is also one of those, like, almost crazy surreal like things, because, like, imagine being over in Thailand when the earthquake happened. You know what I'm saying? It's like things like that. You're just like, what?
I mean, we sent some missiles to Iran this morning, and
Yeah.
apparently we did the same to Dubai. So imagine being over there during that time, right? Like you're just over there, just enjoying, the city, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It could be someone's first international trip, and
Yeah.
that's going on. So
allegedly.
What you mean allegedly?
I'm just saying. I don't know. Baby,
I
say allegedly all the time.
That's what happened.
No, it's actually reported, but I'm still gonna say allegedly.
But yeah, I mean, it's a very unfortunate thing, So thankfully we got over there. Like I said, I want to give thanks to the crews that they got us over there safely and back, and all the people that were involved in making our trip, special.
Yeah.
And give a big shout out to the ladies that handled our massage, man. My goodness.
Oh, also big shout out to Costa Med and the Sea Queen. If y'all happen to be in Costa Med, make sure you stay at the Sea Queen.
Oh yes,
Sea Queen. The pool is further enough away from the party, but close enough to walk. Okay. And whoever the man was who served us on that beach and saved our spot in them two lounge chairs right at the front of the beach.
Yes.
God bless that man. Yes. We tipped that man very well, because we said we'd be back at 11. You're gonna save our spot. It was right on the front. And lo and behold, we come back. We thought he had a seat. He came up, spotted us. He said, "You too. I got you right here." Towel laid out. It was ready for us. I said, "Look at God. Won't he do it? Asking, you shall receive." Okay. And I was very grateful for that man, because we stayed there from 11 in the morning to about 7 at night. just eating, drinking, enjoying the weather. And I think that actually, that's going to be my top moment. That taking that break and going to Koh Samet in the middle of the hustle and bustle of Bangkok, that was a reprieve I didn't know that I needed. It felt so good, so relaxing. Tan me. Okay. Just order beers from the phone. They show up. Order food. It shows up. The backdrop. It was just so necessary and so needed. And we spent 3 days there, and it was the best, most full 3 days. The hotel, gorgeous. The service at the hotel, wonderful. It was just so good.
You like the hotel like that?
I did enjoy the hotel like that,
Yeah,
like with the pool
light. Yeah.
right there, and then they had the little bags for us. We were greeted with lemongrass water, or something along the
It was
lines.
lemongrass.
The lady was all of the staff was super helpful. They had the pier right there in the front, breakfast overlooking the water. Like I did love that hotel actually quite a bit. I loved all of it.
Oh, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was
So
cool.
that's the last thing that I have to say. I'm done now.
All
I'm
right,
done
let's
for
wrap
real.
this up.
All right. If you want to hang out with us more, you can catch us over on cremberle.com. That's KRIMBERLE.com. If you would like us to answer your question on the show, a question about life, a question about relationships, etc., please send your questions over to cremberle@gmail.com. Anything else that you want to end with?
No.
No? All right. Well, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Almost said Jalen Tyson, you